This is Metro Manila, and this is how fast it will be destroyed when a Chinese Dongfeng 5A ICBM is detonated on it. The fireball reaches 2.67 kilometers from the detonation point. It covers 22.3 square kilometers where everything instantly evaporates. Third-degree burns affect everyone within 1,430 square kilometers or 21.3 kilometers from the detonation point. Human hair, skin, plastics, fabric, everything that can burn will immediately be set on fire as the initial explosion heats the surrounding air up to 1,000,000 degrees Celsius. In the following hours and days, a radioactive cloud forms and rains down on surrounding areas as far as 638 kilometers. And this is just one bomb. China is estimated to have 600 operational warheads on its arsenal as of 2024. But why am I talking about China? It's because of this.
Tensions are rising in one of the most hotly contested regions, South China Sea.
This is not just a hypothetical scenario. In today's geopolitical landscape, the risk of a nuclear escalation is real, especially with rising tensions in the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait. The Philippines is on the first island chain. These islands are the primary defense ring of the US against China in the event of a war. As Xi Jinping states that China will surely be reunified.
祖国统一是历史必然，两岸同胞要携手同心，共享民族复兴的伟大荣光。
Either by force or through other means, the question of a conflict happening is not if, but when. China and the US are in a new Cold War. China is challenging the US-led world order by expanding its influence, investing in Africa, Southeast Asia, and Central Asia, strengthening the BRICS alliance, and pushing its Belt and Road Initiative deeper into Europe and Pakistan. The US is now undermining China's growing influence by cutting them off from Western technology, containing China's military expansion in the Indo-Pacific with the first and second island chains. This picture paints an early phase of a competition happening between the existing superpower and the rising superpower, each vying for control on who will lead a new global order in the years to come. And right now, tensions are rising fast as China ramps up its military presence near Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines. Multiple incursions within the Philippines territory keeps happening as the Philippines lets more US military hardware into its bases, which China strongly protests. These encounters now occur frequently. In February 2024 alone, the PLA Navy has entered Philippine archipelagic waters 2 times. One misstep from either side can easily spark a conflict which could lead to escalation. When 2 elephants clash, it is the grass that suffers. As the Indo-Pacific region becomes more volatile, the Philippines is now in a precarious situation. In the past 2 years, the island nation turned to its old ally, the United States, giving access to 4 new bases for US military troops to station in, bringing a total of 9 US bases in the Philippines. One could argue that this balances the growing might of the PLA in the region, but in the event that a direct confrontation breaks out, the Philippines and Japan will become primary targets for the PLA to attack in order to secure the capture of Taiwan. How this kind of conflict would escalate and what armaments will be used is unclear, but as history tells us, escalation very easily happens in major wars, and if left unchecked, escalation could very easily lead to the use of nuclear weapons. This kind of power can erase an entire city in seconds. World War II Hiroshima bombings already caused so much destruction that survivors described it as hell on earth. And yet, this would pale in comparison to the fission bombs we have today. The Chinese Dongfeng 5 has 5 megatons of yield. This is 333 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. It's also worth noting how good we've become at creating weapons and tools of destruction. Advances in aerospace technology happened so fast during the Second World War that in the span of just 60 years, we went from this, to this, and from internal combustion engines in the 19th century, to harnessing the power of atoms in 1945. With these weapons, no nuclear countries dare to use it against each other, with mutual assured destruction doctrines that basically say, if you strike us first, none of us would survive this exchange. Thus, destruction is mutually assured. But the mere existence of these weapons mean the threat of a global nuclear war always exists. The risks of a nuclear war happening today is greater than previous years since the last Cold War. What conflict would potentially lead to this event is unknown, whether it be in the South China Sea, the Middle East, East Asia. The probability of it happening is very real. History has shown us that when tensions rise, conflicts can spiral out of control. This isn't just a problem for governments, it's a reality that affects every single one of us. The choices made today will determine the future we inherit. The question is, what can we do to ensure that future isn't one of destruction?